everybody. Welcome to another episode of Lara Trump, Wanted for Questioning. Let's see what you got for me today. Question number one, whose cocaine was it? Well, there are a lot of ways you could go here. I mean, I think we know the obvious. The obvious go-to person is Hunter Biden. And why? Why Hunter? I don't know. He's a self-admitted drug addict. He's a guy who, although Joe Biden says he's the smartest guy he knows, has done a lot of questionable stuff, like taking photos of himself doing drugs in the past, cavorting with prostitutes, driving what I can only assume is double, potentially triple the speed limit while smoking crack. The only reason I think it may not be Hunter's is because does Hunter even go for cocaine anymore? If you start smoking crack, would you not just stick with crack? Would you then jump to like a heroin of some variety or crystal meth or something? Would you want to go back to cocaine? Cocaine seems like a step down from like a really hard drug. I think it's pretty clear it was a recreational drug of some variety, someone's who had access to the White House. Some have said that potentially Ashley Biden does a little cocaine and dabbles in it every now and again. I don't know. The only reason that I feel like it may not be Hunter's is because I think if he walked in the White House, this guy just doesn't care about any rules at all. He's not putting something in a little cubby. This guy's just going in. He's probably just laying it all out on the table there in the White House and just doing a line or whatever he's doing. So I don't know whose it is. I guarantee you the Secret Service knows whose cocaine it was. I guarantee you Joe Biden knows whose cocaine it was because I'm sure he was told by a variety of people. Now, whether or not he remembers this is up for discussion. There are probably a whole lot of folks there who know the answer to this question. The sad thing is, as the American people, we don't have an answer. You have a substance that could have been potentially deadly, could have been an anthrax or something. Imagine there was spy capability in whatever was brought in and just left there in this cubby at the White House, and you're there in what arguably should be the most secure building in the entire country, and yet there it is right there. There's a lot that could go wrong with something like that. And as the American people, we deserve some answers. And we deserve to know, by the way, how they're going to prevent something like this from happening again. Don't hold your breath on any of that, ladies and gentlemen, because I don't believe we're ever going to get that answer until Donald Trump is sworn in as the 47th president. Oh, wait for that. That'll be a good time. He'll get us the answers. I guarantee you someone will know. Okay. Next question. What's your favorite book? Oh my gosh. Well, a book that I read rather recently, I mean, I read it in probably the past 6 years, and I had no intention of it becoming so relevant so quickly, is George Orwell's 1984. If you haven't read this book, you'll read it now and say, oh my God, this is probably what's happening to our country in so many respects. Very frightening dystopian nightmare that was written decades ago with no notion that any of this would ever actually come to fruition in any sort of modern day period. And yet here we are. It's a good read if you've got a little time on your hands. One that I think is a favorite in our house, though, overall, is The Giving Tree. And The Giving Tree is such a good book. First of all, the lesson in The Giving Tree is excellent. And another one, if you haven't read, highly recommend. That's an easy read. That one you can read in about, 8 minutes or so. And it's interesting because although this is not a picture book, the illustrations are just black and white, just kind of like pencil drawings, nothing really to look at there. My kids request this book all the time. And almost every time when we read it, they get very emotional about it. And so I love it as a parent because of the lesson it teaches. And it's one that I hope I can pass down to their kids one day, and they can have these moments then with their own children trying to pass along good life lessons and those sorts of things. So that's a popular one in our household for the moment, hopefully for the long term. Okay, next question. What is your view of RFK RFK's run for president on the Democratic side. Well, this is a very interesting guy, first of all, RFK. I started following him back during the pandemic because, quite frankly, he was making a lot of sense. He was saying a lot of stuff that I think a lot of people agreed with, and they were like, wait a minute, this guy doesn't seem to have the same politics I do, but he's really talking about how all of the COVID measures that are being put into place and all of the stifling things that are happening to us are un-American, shouldn't be happening in this country. And here we are on the other side of it. And a lot of the things he said, interestingly, I think a lot of people on the right would agree with. I think he's really dangerous for the Democrats because he makes sense. And when you start making sense on that side, and you really are saying things that go against the grain of the Democrat Party, you're dangerous because you could get a lot of people on board with you, and maybe you wouldn't be so inclined to just go along with what that party wants you to do, whether or not you think it's a good thing for America. And that's, I mean, let's be honest, that's what they want. That's what they got with Joe Biden. This guy is a shell of a human being. This is just a figurehead. This is not an individual who's really making major decisions. At least no one really believes that. So RFK, I think, could be a little dangerous for Joe Biden and the Democrats. And he has a lot of support behind him. If you look at his recent polling within the party, I think he's polling it over 20% or something against Joe Biden, which, I mean, obviously that's not saying much because who wants Joe Biden back? But he could become a bit of a problem for him. Now, if you notice what they're doing to him, and Tulsi Gabbard told me this whenever we interviewed her for this show a couple of months ago, she said, watch what they do to RFK Jr. They're doing to him exactly what they did to me. They're trying to discredit him at every turn. They're trying to write smear pieces on him at every turn because I think they know that he could be a problem for old Joe there in the White House. But certainly interesting to see. And for me, I love that he's posting workouts because you know how I feel about a good workout. I'm all about it. So I hope he posts more of those. Okay. Next question. If you had to be part of any sports team, which sport would you participate in and why? I mean, I'll tell you, my dream was always to be a football player. My dad was a football player. He was a linebacker at Purdue, and I love football. I love especially college football. I grew up watching it with my dad. It is a sport that I love to watch on TV. I love especially to go to a college football game. There's quite frankly nothing like it out there. And I always wanted to play football, and I probably wanted to do it so badly because obviously there are not a lot of women you see out there playing football, and for good reason. I thought for a long time when I was younger about the fact that it would be very cool to do, but I settled for being a cheerleader on the sidelines. And I'll tell you, I had a great time doing that. You kind of feel like you're involved in the game without getting in the game. But yeah, look, if I could do anything, I would love to have played football. I think right now, if I had to pick like an Olympic sport to do, beach volleyball. Let me tell you something. There's nothing more fun than going out and playing a good game of beach volleyball. And if you go back to my hometown, Wrightsville Beach, North Carolina, you go to Wrightsville Beach Park, they have some beach volleyball courts there. And everybody out there knows who you are, who used to come out to the beach volleyball courts. I would tear it up out there. I probably took it way too seriously, but I had a great time. And if I had to choose maybe an Olympic sport, that would be the one that I would choose. Okay. Next question. Oh my God. Do you like massages? Is this a real question? Doesn't everyone? Actually, no, I don't think my husband likes to actually get like a real massage, like go to any spa or anything and get a real massage. So I guess I know the answer to that question. Not everyone does like massages, but yeah. And I think for people who probably work out a lot, like I do, and do a lot of crazy stuff, you need a massage every now and again. I don't want I don't need a soft massage. If I come to you for a massage, and I'm just going to blanket state this out there, if I come to you to get a massage, I want to be on the verge of tears because that's the kind of massage I like. I need you to really get in there and work out some muscles for me, because if I've waited to come see you for a massage, you're probably going to have your work cut out for you, and I apologize. But yes, I do like massages. I'm not sure the whole what the goals were of that question. But okay, great. Next question. How is the family holding up with one lie after another? This is every day for us. We deal with this stuff. We've been dealing with this stuff. It's such second nature for us, unfortunately, just to see crazy stuff written about us, talked about on TV, all of it. We're holding up great. Look, we know the truth about all this, just like we knew back in 2016, right after my father-in-law was elected president, and they started in with the Russia collusion stuff. We were all like, Russia collusion? Like, we couldn't have even colluded with Iowa, let alone Russia. What, are you kidding me? We all knew that was nonsense. We all knew that that was a lie. And we were like, well, someday people will realize it too. And little did we know, guess who actually colluded with Russia? It wasn't Donald Trump and the Trump campaign. Oh, it was Hillary Clinton and the Clinton campaign. So we know that ultimately the truth comes out. Ultimately, the right thing happens. At least that's how we all have to operate. I mean, how else do you survive in this world sometimes if you don't believe that, finally one day you'll be vindicated with all this stuff? We know it. So we're good. But thank you for asking. That's very nice. Okay. Final question. What is your favorite charity and why? Oh my God, this is a hard one for me. There are several that are very close to my heart and Eric's heart. St. Jude Children's Research Hospital is they're the best in the world at what they do. We have supported them for a very long time, and we continue to support them. And it is such a great place because they research the cancers and deadly diseases that no one else will. They don't ever send a bill to any family who goes to St. Jude. Every child pays $0. They take care of the entire family when you go to St. Jude. They have something called the Target House where the whole family stays. If you have a sibling, they're, staying alongside someone who's receiving treatment. That sibling can also get school and all of their needs met there. In Memphis, Tennessee. It's an incredible place. So Eric and I have supported St. Jude for a long time. We always will. I think they're the best at what they do. And then probably my two favorite dog charities, Big Dog Ranch Rescue. It's in Florida. It's the largest cage-free, no-kill dog shelter in the entire world, not just country, but the world. And they go everywhere there is a natural disaster. They rescue dogs from China. They got dogs out of Afghanistan when we left Afghanistan in the terrible way that we did. They go everywhere needed, and they leave no stone unturned when it comes to rescuing dogs. And then Rescue Dogs Rock NYC, which is where we got our dog Ben. They're great because they take in the dogs that need medical treatment from around the country and make sure that they receive that treatment and then end up in loving homes. So I can't just pick one. I have three. So I hope that answers your questions. And that'll do it for us here at Lara Trump Wanted for Questioning. Make sure you send us more questions. You can post under this post. You can put it on any of our social media outlets. You can make sure you like, subscribe, share, follow this video so that we can keep this going. And until next time, we'll see you back here for more of Lara Trump Wanted for Questioning. So I'm like a lot of people. I love to wear an Apple Watch, but I hate how it looks. And I scoured the internet to search for the best looking Apple Watch cases I could find, and I found it. goldandcherry.com. They have absolutely beautiful watches, as you can see here. Everything is waterproof. Everything looks good with different outfits. You can get sporty, you can get fancy, but they are great quality, made out of Delaware in the United States of America. And they have been kind enough to give me a promo code that I can share with you if you want to get your hands on one of these as well. It's Lara T, L-A-R-A-T is the promo code to get yourself a discount at goldandcherry.com. And not only do they make Apple Watch cases, they also make great products for iPads and iPhones, keyboards, your desktop, everything you could possibly need. Goldandcherry.com. Use promo code LaraT so you can get yourself one of these today too. At The Right View, we're very proud of the fact that we are independent. We get to say everything that we think and everything that we feel. We have no woke companies guiding us or telling us what we can and cannot say. We are always going to shoot you straight and give you the facts as we know them. And that's why it's important to support independent outlets like The Right View. My name is Lara Trump, and I think Mike Lindell is a patriot. He is someone who loves this country, is willing to fight for this country. I love MyPillow because not only are MyPillows made in the USA by American workers, but they're great products, and they're so great that not only do I use them in my own bed at night, my children actually requested. My daughter the other day went to the closet and pulled out a MyPillow and said, "This is the pillow that I want to sleep with." And I gotta tell you, she loves it and will have nothing to do with any other pillow. So it's a big hit around our house. My dogs also happen to sleep on MyPillow dog beds. So all around the Trump household, we're big fans. If you go to mypillow.com today and use promo code Trump, again, promo code Trump, you will not only save money, but you will help us continue this show and other shows like it and help us continue the fight for the future of America. Inflation has impacted all of our lives. I don't think anyone can go to the gas pump or the grocery store without noticing that it is a major factor. And unfortunately, it's not going anywhere. It doesn't seem like it's going down in the way that we would like it to. And one way to protect your money is by investing in precious metals, gold and silver. That's always been a great way to make sure that you keep your money and you keep it safe. When you go to bh-pm.com, use promo code Trump. That way, if you decide you want to invest in gold and silver, you'll save yourself a little bit of money. We live in a time that's very interesting. A lot of us out there feel like a lot of our rights are slipping away. And if you're like I am and you want to have the right to choose whether or not to have a vaccine, how to live your life freely, and you're looking for a great doctor, I've heard amazing things about Dr. Sherwood. He's somebody who you should really check out and check into, and it'll help support this program and keep us going. So go to sherwood.tv and use promo code Trump. Again, sherwood.tv and use promo code Trump. You can save yourself some money and help us keep our program going.